Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, The Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and The Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.
All right, welcome back everyone to the August episode of the Jaguar Den. Jaelyn Black here, joined by my dad, Mike Black, and excited to have you back on the show, Dad. You've been MIA, been pretty busy the last couple episodes. So
no, you think as a retired guy that I wouldn't be that busy, but honestly, I can't remember why I missed the last episode.
You were refereeing summer ball, I think.
Probably doing summer basketball or playing golf. You know, it's rough being retired, but I'm excited to be back. Talk a little Jaguar athletics with my favorite host of the Jaguar Den, and you know, I know you did in June. You had a pretty full slate. Talking baseball, softball, introduction of our new athletic director, David Bullard. So,
yes.
Bass fish. I think we talked a little about our results of bass fishing and different things, or you did. Like I said, I've been MIA. I've been holding out contract negotiations. You know, I got a lot of people wanting my services here, but you did it. You did great all by yourself. I'm just here hanging out, listening to you all.
Yeah, last episode we got to talk with Coach Edwards and some of the softball players on kind of their season and how they finished and kind of what they were looking forward to about next season. And we also got to talk one last time with Coach Darren McCorder as he is entering retirement as well. And that was good, just getting to kind of highlight him and everything he's done for North Laurel. And he talked a little bit about just how special it was to win district. Get to host district and region his last year and just what that meant to him. And then we spoke with track and field head coach Rachel Gaynor about her track and field team, and really young team, but very strong team. So if any of you all missed that episode, you can go back and find it on our YouTube page, North Laurel Nation, the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on YouTube. We have all of our previous episodes saved there. You can go back and watch any of those. But we got a pretty exciting episode for tonight. August is finally here. We took a break, and now we are back. School started back, and fall sports are starting to speed up and kind of get into that opening season.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much goes on at a high school our size, and I still say ours. I'm North Laurel. I'm blue and green through and through.
Me too.
But you have the dead period, you know, the end of June there, and first week or so of July, and then you start practice. You got people think of just football in the fall, but you got football, soccer, volleyball, cross country. It's just a busy time.
Band, marching band.
I was going to say, if you drive by the school, you'll probably see the hardest working group out there on the asphalt. And think about how hot it was last week. They probably went later in the evening, but your marching band's firing up. So you could go on campus any night in any campus in this area, and North Laurel's golf course. You know, we got golf going on too. I know there's matches every Monday and Thursday. So it's just exciting time kicking off the school year. I know they've been in school probably about 10 days now. So had a couple of football scrimmages, soccer and volleyball already playing. But like you said, it's a busy time.
Absolutely. Soccer, I believe, women's soccer played their first game against Taylor County, ended in a tie 1-1, I believe.
Yeah, we got a new coach, Jason Welch, new coach of the girls team. So we'll have him on probably next month, I think is they're scheduled to be on. So, and then I think the boys, I saw they played, I can't remember the results. You may know.
I haven't seen the results, so I just seen pictures from their first home match. But yeah, we're back in full swing, and obviously we had the grand opening, I believe, on August 7th was when they did the public viewing of the new what we call the auxiliary gym, but a lot of us have talked, and we believe it's more than just an auxiliary gym. It's a whole new athletic facility for all of our athletes. You know, we have a full-size basketball court, side goals, volleyball that can be played on the basketball court as well. You've got the turf section that's got the lines for the football field, but also a net that you can pull down and have batting cages. You have a huge weight room, and now a nice place for cheer, be able to store their mats and practice, especially when we get into winter here and basketball starts up. And, you know, the gym is really busy. This is going to be an awesome opportunity, a nice place to have. And we'll talk a little bit about one of the rooms too, having the golf simulator. I feel like that's a pretty cool addition that not a lot of schools can say they have. They have somewhere other than a golf course for their team to practice. So,
well, and you know, I hope they don't put the term auxiliary gym on there, because it is much more. And that's how we designed it. It's a multi-purpose facility. And I was on the ground floor of that design. Haley Ratliff was athletic director, and our goal was to create a space that would alleviate the crowding in the gym, but that would also touch as many sports as possible. So any of your sports can go in there and use it. And through the construction and architectural design, some things get changed, and that happens. But it's a beautiful space. I think it blends in so well on campus. It doesn't look out of place, and it kind of ties right into the building. So maybe one day we can kind of give the viewers of the Jaguar Den an inside tour of that. Maybe
that would be cool to do, like a live show.
Yeah,
walking through, showing everything. We might have to talk about that, but also the idea of having guest locker rooms right by the football field and soccer field. So that's something that was always kind of weird about our football fields. We didn't really have anywhere on the guest side for teams, you know, to dress, football teams to dress, and soccer teams to get ready and stuff. So now locker rooms perfect right there for them. They can walk right out onto their side of the field. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so really, really big things happening in North Laurel. That's nothing new, though. Our school's always been very dedicated to trying to be the best around here, and especially helping out our student athletes and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, but this show's going to be very exciting. We're going to hear from cross-country head coach Judd Weaver and two of his student athletes, and then boys and girls golf team as well. So this is going to be an exciting episode to kind of kick off our fall sports, and we'll see what these teams have been up to. So we'll step aside and get Coach Weaver on and be right back in a moment.
Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, The Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and The Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.
All right, welcome back to the August episode of the Jaguar Den. We're joined now by cross-country head coach Judd Weaver. Judd, thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sounds good.
Good, perfect. Awesome. Glad to be here, guys.
All right, so you are starting what I believe is your second season as the cross-country head coach?
That's correct.
All right, so tell a little bit about your thoughts on your first season as head coach, maybe some things that you weren't expecting, or some new obstacles you had to run through, and kind of how that's helping you starting out your second season.
Well, so my first season, it went great. You know, when you start off, you never know what to expect. I had a ton of great runners, lots of great seniors who sadly graduated, and they're very deeply missed this season. But this year's team's a lot younger. We've got a lot of freshmen, middle schoolers and sophomores, and a few seniors and juniors. But it's mostly a younger class, so I'm just basically having to kind of rebuild. But working with what I've got, we've got a bunch of great runners. Last year was my first time as the actual head coach. I think I've assistant coached for on and off for 14 years. So I've dealt with a lot of the being told what to do. And I was very good at taking orders and just running with the team and motivating and being that guy that, they lean on. And I still try and do that. But now it comes with planning meets, planning workouts, scheduling practice, all the administrative stuff that I wasn't necessarily used to. So there was a few bumps in the roads last year. It's just one of those learning curves. But this year it's been a little bit smoother. I've got Coach Cole Clark, who is the assistant coach, and then Coach Alicia Sexton, who is our junior assistant coach. Both awesome. And I'm just so blessed to have them on the team. So this year has already been quite a bit smoother than last year. And I came in at like the end of August last year. So it was just, I came in and had to hit the ground running. This year I prepared a little more and kind of have the meet schedule already laid out. And it's been a lot smoother than last year. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it.
Talk a little bit about kind of your all's preparation for this upcoming season. I was on campus sometime last week, and I saw your guys and your girls going hard out in the heat, and I was thinking, man, that takes a next level type of mental strength to be able to, push yourself when it is, 94 degrees outside. So talk about, how you guys have been preparing and practicing and your first upcoming meet.
Well, this summer we had a lot of practices either at 9 a.m. or 6 p.m. to try and, mitigate some of that heat. But the week before school started, we started practicing at 3:30 as much as we didn't want to because it was, when school starts, you got to have practice after school. And because we can't have them lingering around for, 6 until 8 o'clock at night, parents want their kids home and they got to be doing homework and all that stuff. So we had to go ahead and bite the bullet and start practicing at 3. And that's right when it's like at the peak heat. Yeah. So much respect to my athletes for getting it done. They've kind of gotten adjusted to the heat. It stinks is our meets are usually in the morning, so they're a little cooler, but I think the heat makes them tougher. I make sure they bring water to practice, and if they don't, I provide it or Coach Clark provides it, and we make sure they're hydrated. One of the big things this year is I'm having to make sure that I'm on top of their diets because a lot of them have shown up to practice, and because of the heat, they are not malnourished, but they're kind of they're feeling, not just wanting to eat the school lunch. They want to eat more than that, and they don't have it there in front of them at school. And so I'm harping on their diets. I've been talking with their parents and making sure that they're taking protein, all the good stuff. If they need to take a vitamin, they're taking a vitamin, all that. But yeah, the heat is definitely taking its toll.
Coach, talk to us a little bit about some of your returning athletes and your expectations for the season.
Yeah, I expect a lot from the young ones that have returned. One of the ones tonight that's going to be talking here in a minute, Aiden Harris. He is for lack of better words, a stud. I expect a lot of things from him this year. There's a lot of time at practice. I look at him and I'm like, buddy, you're cut from a different cloth. All right. I give him more miles than I give anybody else. Bram being the one that's right behind him. He's our freshman who's chasing him very closely. Their mileage, I've tried to keep it not crazy high, but just enough to where I can save a little bit to add each season. Sure. Aiden's doing probably 6 to 8 miles a day right now. Bram's doing probably just a little bit less, just because he's a year younger. And the way I coach, I'm not trying to burn him out, but right. Aiden can handle the workload. Bram can as well. I've got two other younger boys, both sophomores, Mason Simpson and Finley Waterstrat, that are really up and coming, and I'm expecting a lot out of them this season. They're my workhorses. Like, they might not be as fast as Aiden yet, but if they keep working the way they're working, who knows? Sky's the limit.
That's right.
And we've got Jada Short returning for the girls. She's had some setbacks. She got hurt a little recently, but
is she in high school now?
She is. She's a freshman.
So we've talked about her for several years, and
everybody knows about Jada.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's back, and we're working with her to get her healthy and back in shape. And then we've got young lady tonight, Payson Sexton, who's going to be coming on the show here in a little bit. She is awesome. Her family has been great. Her mom is one of the assistant coaches, and her dad, Mark Sexton, also kind of volunteers, helps out when he can, and does a lot. Very grateful for the parents. Yes. Yes. I think everybody knows Mark.
I didn't put that together until you said that. And I was like, okay, because I ran into him at the football field last week and he was running. And I was like, he came over to talk to me and I was like, what are you doing running around the track in this heat? And he was like, oh, my wife's the assistant coach. And he was like, I have a daughter that runs. I was like, okay.
Well, Jaelyn is the one that used to say when I tried to encourage her, she did cross country in elementary school, but then it was why would somebody run for fun?
When you're as good as she is, and I always tell her, I'm like, I get it. Practice might not be fun, but winning those races is fun.
That's what I didn't win a whole lot in elementary school. I still have a couple like 5th and 4th place ribbons, and that wasn't good enough. So I was too competitive. I was like, I can't do this if I'm not winning.
Yeah, I just tell her, I'm like, listen, I get it. You don't want to do this stuff. I understand, but when you come across that finish line in first place, that's a pretty good feeling. And I'm hoping Payson will give her a little run for her money this year and motivate her, because Jada's kind of been out by herself when it comes to the other girls on the team. We've got a bunch of really good girls, but Jada's kind of a standout. You know, she's very talented, and I think if we can get her to work hard, she's going to be quite the sight to see on the cross country course. But yeah, that's just a few of the runners. We've got a ton more. If I were to name them all, we'd be all here all night. But yeah, there's the 2 that are going to be here in just a minute, and I'm excited for you guys to get to talk to them because they're great.
Yeah, we're excited. So, Coach, if you just want to, we'll end our interview with you by you just telling us your first meet and kind of who your top competitors are this year in the region.
Well, we've got the Jaguar Den. I was going to say we were planning on maybe doing Tiger Run, but we've had a couple. I wouldn't say setbacks, but I don't think we were quite ready for it. I've not been pushing speed on this end of the summer training. I've been trying to do what's called building the base, which I'm trying to get my runners to basically do a lot of long and boring miles. And with that, their fast twitch muscles aren't really there yet. So Tiger Run in Louisville was going to be our first meet, but we decided to back out of it. And Jaguar Den, which I know that's confusing, 2 tigers. Jaguar Den in Clay County is going to be our first meet. So we went from being on a super flat hilly course to potentially being our first meet. Now it's going to be a super hilly or super flat course. Sorry, Tiger Run. Jaguar Den is a super hilly course, so completely different. So we're throwing some hills in there. But yeah, Jaguar Den is going to be the opening meet of the season, and I'm looking forward to it. It's the 29th, so not this coming weekend, but next. Okay. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And what was the other question? I forgot.
Top competitors in your region this year. Yeah.
So top competitors this year, we got Madison Central, Madison Southern. We're really pushing to get. We got top. I think we got 4th place last year for the boys. We qualified all of our guys for state. Jada was the only girl that qualified. Kagan missed it by just a hair, and so did Elin. But we're really, really hoping to qualify both teams for state this year. So I'm really shooting for top 4 in both. It's just tough. We got a really tough region, and I heard that. Is it correct that George Rogers Clark is now in our region?
Since I'm not the principal anymore, I kind of lost track. I knew Madison Central and I guess Pulaski County as well, and they're always pretty good. But yeah, GRC, I'm not sure if they are or not.
I heard a rumor that they were in our region this year, so that's going to be another good one. Their track team's really good, and I've not kept a close eye on their cross country team because they weren't in our region before, so I'm going to have to start looking at them too. Yeah. But I'm shooting for top 4 again this year, going to state, and then just seeing what we can do. I know a lot of my focus is on the team as a whole, but with Aiden being as good as he is, I'm really pushing for him to maybe even get top 10 in the state. So we've got some high marks to go after this year. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We can't wait to kind of keep up with you guys, and we'll try to update your all's progress as the season goes on each show. So thank you so much, Coach Weaver, for joining us. We appreciate you so much, and we'll take a quick break, and then we will get your two student athletes, Aiden Harris and Payson Sexton, on for a quick interview with them. So
awesome.
Seven Earth Movers is a Southern Kentucky-based earth-moving contractor. Operating from East Bernstadt, Kentucky, the Elza family has built a solid reputation in moving dirt and construction and an equal track record when it comes to cheering on the Jaguars. Go North Laurel. Let's have another terrific season. From everyone at Seven Earth Movers, LLC.
all right, welcome back to the August episode of Jaguar Den. We are joined now by our two cross-country student athletes, Aiden Harris and Payson Sexton. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. Can everybody hear?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Can you hear us fidget?
Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah. You got to talk a little louder. He's a Harris. You got to speak up.
That's my fault. I couldn't hear you.
All right. So we just got done talking with your head coach.
I can't hear Jaelyn, though.
You can't hear me? Oh, no. That's not good. We had some problems with this the last show we did when we had so many people on, so we'll do the best we can.
Can she hear you? Can you hear Jaelyn?
Yeah, I can hear.
I can't.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get to ask you all the questions then, Aiden.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so first question, I just want to know a little bit about you guys, what year you're in and how many years you've been running cross country.
We'll let ladies go first.
Yeah, ladies first, always.
Yeah. This is my first year doing cross country. I'm a freshman, and yeah.
What kind of got you
Aiden,
into cross country?
We did a bunch of 5Ks, and then I ran 28. I did a 28-mile endurance run in March, and that kind of got me knowing I can do good distance. So I was like, well, I should do cross country.
Absolutely, that's impressive.
Aiden, tell us, how long have you been running cross country?
I've been running cross country. I started in 5th grade. Didn't really think I'd get into it too much, but I came out 6th grade, and, well, it's stuck ever since.
And are you a sophomore now?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore now.
Wow.
That's
It's
crazy.
hard to believe.
Yeah.
So we were go ahead.
Well, tell us about. We'll start out with Aiden. Tell us about your goals for this season. I know you all been practicing probably since the middle of July, but I know you run all the time. But tell us what your goals are individually, but also team goals this year cross country.
Well, my goals as an individual, I'd like to definitely break our school record for the 5K, definitely. But I'd more like to focus on my team and just make the people around me better, because that's really who I'll have behind my back the whole season. Is I'll have my team to be right there with me and help me throughout the season. But I'd like to get top 10 in the state, but I'd also definitely like to have some of my guys up there with me on that podium.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now does your brother own that record you're trying to break?
No,
he
he could
doesn't?
never get it. So
Shout out to Xander, who's running at Transylvania University, North Laurel Jaguar alumni.
Go Pios.
yeah, he could never get it. So I want it.
So Payson, what are some of your goals as an individual and for your team this year?
My goal for me this year is to get probably a 20-minute 5K this year. And then I really want to just encourage the girls to help them get up there too. And just so we can qualify as a team and not just individually.
Aiden,
I was waiting to see what you were going to say.
Yeah, tell us about what your favorite course is to run. It may be one that was on the schedule previously or one that's on the schedule this year.
I definitely like to run the Trinity Valkyrie course because it is very flat and it's very good for fast times. But my personal favorite is, which is probably a lot of people's worst race, is Wayne County's because it really picks out the people who are actually like working in practice and actually know what they're doing other than going out there and just running. It really shows who trains and who actually knows their stuff.
That's good.
Payson, what about you? Favorite course, which obviously you've probably not ran. Did you run? You didn't run in middle school. So
No,
is there
I didn't.
a specific tournament or match that you're kind of looking forward to playing in?
Not really. I'm just excited to get out there and see what it's like.
I like it.
Yeah.
That can be kind of nerve-wracking first year. You're just now like trying to learn the ropes of things. Do you have any teammates that you kind of look up to or kind of been, good role models for you so far?
Definitely Jada. I try to run with her and get to her pace, so she's definitely been a good one.
If you can keep up with her, you're doing really good.
Yeah.
She's a really, really great runner. Talk a little bit about Payson, are there any things like I know your dad, I saw him running on the football field last week. Has he kind of been like an encourager to you and your mom, like just to kind of keep the running thing going in the family?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They encourage me all the time. And then my mom becoming a coach, she made sure that I was running every practice.
That's got to be tough.
How is that dynamic with a parent coaching? As Jaelyn was growing up, I coached her in various sports. How is it in cross country?
Oh, it's rough. Yeah, I was sick the other day, so I was only going to do 2 loops of what we usually do. And I told my dad, he's like, no, you got to go out there and do another one. He's like, what are you doing?
No offense, Dad, I love you, but if I was running and I turned the corner and like I'm already running, which is something I don't enjoy, and then I turn the corner and see you're gonna yell at me, I would be like,
yeah. I usually try to go the opposite way of him wherever he's running.
That's awesome. Now, this can kind of be a question for both. Dad, you might have to relay the message to Aiden, but I'm just curious. I know a lot of people who run cross country also kind of do some event in track and field. I just was curious, Payson, if you had any interest in track and field or any experience in that.
Yeah, my goal, I want to do the 400, 800, and mile in the track next season. So, yeah.
That'll be cool.
Hey, Aiden, what's your favorite event? You also run track. What's your specialty or what's your favorite in track?
I'd definitely say that my favorite event is the 1600 because, well, I've been chasing a record in that for the entirety of my freshman year, and I'm hoping to get that this year. I was 0.09 seconds off of it. But my coaches might say that the 2 mile is my best race because, well, I did unfortunately get the record in that. But, yeah, I definitely like the 1600 the most.
Gotcha.
Nice. All right, so we'll wrap things up with one final question. I just like to kind of hear more personal things like your favorite moment from running cross country. This could be anything, like maybe a moment where you felt that you were challenged, where you thought you wanted to quit, but you ended up pushing through, or maybe just a funny moment with teammates at practice. Just tell me a little bit about, what it is that you've enjoyed so far about cross country.
Definitely getting to hang out with everyone during practice and getting to run with Jada. I run with Jada at practice, and she's always the best. She's hilarious. When you're running with her, you can't not laugh. That's probably my favorite.
Is there anyone that's any funnier than Aiden Harris?
No, I don't think so.
Well, tell us about your most memorable moment, Aiden, in cross country. Well, it could be a meet, a practice, could be a bus ride, anything like that. Tell us, just off the top of your head.
Definitely my most memorable moment, as much as I hate to sound all lovey and stuff, is definitely getting to run region and going to state with my brother. it's definitely a moment that not a lot of people get to experience, especially considering he was senior and I was just an 8th grader, and I was still running up there on the varsity level and being one of the top guys and getting to go to state with my brother by my side just definitely stuck with me over the years.
Nice.
Absolutely. All right, so I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. Hope you guys enjoyed being on the show. We're very grateful you would spend some time with us. We will step aside, do another quick break, and then we will get our boys head golf coach, Jimmy Storm, on here and interview him. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. See you, Aiden.
Thank you. See ya. Oh, thank God.
7 Earth Movers is a southern Kentucky-based earth-moving contractor. Operating from East Bernstadt, Kentucky, the Elza family has built a solid reputation in moving dirt and construction and an equal track record when it comes to cheering on the Jaguars. Go North Laurel. Let's have another terrific season. From everyone at 7 Earth Movers, LLC.
All right, welcome back to the Jaguar Den. We're joined now by newly appointed boys golf head coach, Jimmy Storm. Jimmy, thanks for joining us.
North Laurel alumni.
No problem. Sorry about that. I was sideways.
Yeah, well, I was trying to signal for you to turn camera around, but North Laurel alumni.
Okay, I can't hear Mike now, so now we got the reverse problem. I can hear Jaelyn, but I can't hear Mike.
That's crazy.
See, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's got to be something in the settings, but
that's all right.
we'll try to work around that. Dad said a North Laurel Jaguar alumni, Jimmy Storm. So we'll just talk a little bit about, obviously, this is your first year being the head coach for the boys golf team. And if I stand corrected, you haven't had any experience with coaching previously. Obviously, your younger brother, Jackson, August played. You guys have a lot of golf experience. I actually played in a scramble with your dad, Donovan, really great golfer. So talk a little bit about, what kind of was appealing to you in getting this job.
Yeah, so I've not had any coaching experience before this, not in the slightest bit, besides one Optimus game for Jackson and his team. But, yeah, I got a call saying that North was needing a coach, and I've played golf for the past 10 years. And I also have, Jackson, my brother, on the team, and then my 2 cousins, Will Sutton and then Wesley Storm. So I was a little bit nervous. I didn't want to do it at first, but I thought it'd be a pretty good opportunity to do something different and help out with the Jags, my old school. And I thought it'd be a really cool job to have.
Absolutely. It's a family affair on the boys golf team here at North. I totally forgot about Will and Wes being your cousins, so that's pretty cool. Talk a little bit about some of your recent matches. Boys got first place in a recent match. Team score 163. Talk a little bit about, what it's been like the first couple matches. I know the season's just kind of starting to get rolling.
Yeah, so we've had our first 2 matches the past 2 weeks for JV and varsity. And JV and varsity came in first place in both matches. So far we come in first place twice now. And then not only first place as a team, but then I believe our JV, all the top 5 in the JV all had the best scores in the match. And then I could be wrong, but I think Max Dotson had the best score in the past 2. I could be wrong on that, but so our team was doing great right off the bat.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about how many players you got on the team this year, and are you a younger group or you got a couple seniors? What's the layout of the team looking like this year?
Yeah, so we're a really young team. We only have 1 senior, which is Jackson. So a really young team, and our JV is actually shooting almost just as good as our varsity. So I mean, that's great to see coming from, guys that are freshmen, sophomores, juniors coming up, that they're already shooting as good as the varsity is. So we're going to have a really good team in the future for the next coming years.
Absolutely. What it's is there a certain limit you can have on the varsity? What's typically the rules when it comes to, picking JV varsity?
Yeah, typically matches are for varsity at least, is you bring your top 5, and then the top 4 scores, no matter who it is, counts towards your team score.
Okay.
I think the JV is a little bit more flexible. I'm new to it, so I'm not sure of the rules. But the last JV match, I only sent 5 guys, but I just found out you could send like 7 or 8. So JV is a little bit more flexible, but varsity is just the top 5.
Absolutely. Dad, you got any questions?
I don't think he can hear me, but
I'll relay it.
Yeah, you can relay it. Just kind of talk about, who some of his top golfers are, and the expectations moving throughout the season.
Okay, Dad wants to know who some of your top golfers are and kind of what your expectations are for your first season as head coach.
Top golfers right now are they kind of fluctuate between matches, but top golfers right now are Max Dodson, Will Sutton, and Wes Storm. Max and Will and Wes kind of go. Max is usually the best scorer. He's a sophomore, but I've never seen a guy that can put it in a bunker and then get out and get a bogey and be like, you know what, that's fine. I'll just go get a birdie in the next hole, and then he does it. So it's great to see guys with that mentality. I hope that everybody on the team can learn from that, because the best thing about golf, the most important thing, is having the right mentality. If you can just stay calm and just forget the bogey or double bogey, then you're going to do perfect throughout the day.
How can I get that mentality?
It's
As
very
a below
difficult.
average golfer, how can I do that? Because man, that's hard. Like we talked about cross country, how it was, it's a really mental sport too. Like you have to be strong mentally to kind of, be able to push through. And golf, in a sense, is kind of the same thing. You got to be able to have short memory. You can't dwell on the past holes or a bad hit. You just got to be thinking, next hit, next ball, and kind of continue with that. As a first year head coach, what is some of the things you're kind of pushing to your guys in practice? Are there certain things you were, pushing for them to kind of work on a little bit more when they're out at the course or the driving range?
So typically whenever I send the guys out, I want them to work on whatever they struggle with, because some guys may be struggling with driver, some may be struggling with chipping, putting. So I want them, if they're struggling with driver, go to the driving range, working a driver, getting it straightened out. On the course, maybe instead of playing a hole by itself normally, maybe just go ahead of the team, place a few balls around the hole, and chip on, practice different angles, different shots, work on what your weaknesses are is what I'll try to do.
Absolutely. And I know you're only 2 matches into the season, but you have any kind of top competitors in the region so far, or in your conference that you're, going to be having to compete with later on in tournament play?
Yeah. So right now, I'm not sure about the region. And like I said, we've done really good. Came in first place in all of our matches. I think we've not played South yet. But right now the top competition is Clay County and Jackson County. Those 2 teams are really good. So hopefully we can keep up the effort and stay on top for the next coming matches. But those are our top 2 competitors. And
as a golfer, but also as a coach, do you have like a favorite course that you've played before you really enjoy? Maybe you have a match there this season and you're excited to go there as a coach?
We don't have a match here this season. Now, if we did, it'd be awesome. But forever ago, I worked for Cumberland Valley, and they took me to Valhalla in Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
So that was when I first started playing golf, so I was terrible. But it was still awesome to go there and see the place where all the pros go.
He wants a redo now. He's like, now that I've gotten a little bit better.
Exactly.
He's like, I've been playing. He's like, we need to go back.
Ask him who the best golfer in the family is, whether it's Dono or him or
Dad has a
hard-hitting
question right here. He wants to know who the best golfer in the family is. Is it your
gosh.
dad? Is it Will? Is it Wes? He wants to know, or even KK. I know KK's been.
I don't know. That's a loaded question. It's going to be pretty hot at the next family dinner. Best golfer in the family. I don't know. Out of my immediate family, I'm going to say me. Out of my brothers and my dad, I'm going to say me. But out of the whole family, I'd say it's between Will and Wesley and Jackson, maybe somewhere in there, the young guys. But it just depends on the day.
What about Reese? I ran into Reese on the golf course a couple times at the Oaks.
Reese is more of a grip it and rip it. He just
tries to hit it as far as he can.
He almost killed us. We were letting him and Will play through. Next thing you know, here comes the ball right past the car, and we were like,
"That's what he does. That's exactly what he does."
That's awesome. No, my pick's Dono. I've not seen you golf, Jimmy. I've not seen anybody but Donovan golf. But
maybe so. It depends on the day. Maybe he can go out there and beat me sometime.
Yeah, Donovan would say he's the best golfer.
That's it. Donovan would say he's the best golfer.
He might beat me if I'm playing left-handed. That might be where he wins.
That's awesome. All right. Well, we will take another quick break. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight, and congratulations on your new gig. Hopefully, we're wishing you the best of luck as the season continues, and hopefully we'll see you bring home maybe a conference and even a region championship.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right. We'll step aside real quick, and then we'll get to hear from two of our boys golf athletes here on the August episode of the Jaguar Den.
Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, The Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and The Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.
All right, welcome back to the August episode of the Jaguar Den. Hopefully both of you guys can hear me. We've had a couple issues tonight. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
That
good.
probably means I won't be able to hear Dad, but that's
Can
okay.
you all hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect.
See, it's weird. We've had some issues, but I'm glad everything's working out. So we're joined now by two of our boys golf athletes, Max Dotson and Jimmy, or not Jimmy. Woo! I'm going to catch some heat for that. Sorry, Jackson.
No, that's fine.
Jackson Storm. This is head coach Jimmy Storm's younger brother. So we just got done talking to Jimmy about, so far his first two matches as a head coach and kind of some of his expectations for you guys as a golf team. I want you two to just start out by telling what grade you're in and kind of how long you've been playing golf and kind of when you started to really fall in love with the sport.
I started playing when I was around 7 years old, but high school I started playing 7th grade.
I started playing really when I was in 7th or 8th grade, but I didn't really even get to play on the team really until I was about a sophomore or junior. So
Nice. All right, so talk a little bit about your all's first two matches. You and the JV have been doing really well, and we were looking at some scores here. Max, in your all's first place finish, you scored a 38, and Jackson with the 48. Talk a little bit about kind of what's working for you guys individually right now. What's kind of like an obstacle you're facing in the first two matches?
When we played out there a couple days ago, the course was playing pretty tough, and it was kind of a grind out there, but we still managed to come out on top.
Our last match, I struggled really bad with my chipping, and so I shot really a 48 just because of that. I mean, everything else I was doing pretty good. I was getting around the green, and I was putting really good, but when it came to chipping, I was struggling. But I'm proud of the Max and the rest of our guys. They played really good and got us to win.
Now, you all have had those two matches here recently since school started, but you all had played in some tournaments in July. Talk to us a little bit about, some of those tournaments and some of the teams you all faced, because there was a lot of competition in those bigger tournaments.
Yeah, I think we have one of the toughest schedules in the region, honestly. We play a lot against Frederick Douglass and Lexington Catholic. So, I mean, they're always in the top 5 if you're going up against them. So it's a pretty tough competition.
Yeah, and like Pulaski is in our region, and they're one of the top teams in state. So, like Mike said, it's really competitive in tournaments. Sometimes it's weird because we like are numbered in top 5, but sometimes I'm the 5, but sometimes I'll be the 3rd on the team, or it kind of switches. And so, all we have to stay accountable for each other and keep grinding because you never know, one of your other teammates having a bad day. You kind of got to pick up the slack a little bit. So we're just working hard right now.
Absolutely. That was kind of what Jimmy touched on when we asked for, who the top golfers were. He was like, we have, 3 that are kind of just any given day, one could be the leader, and then, another one the next day. He was like, it kind of just depends. How does that feel for you guys as players to know you have teammates who are, on the same skill level as you guys, and, that if you come out, have a rough match, that they'll be there to kind of help pick up the slack?
It feels great, honestly, because it just gives you someone to compete against in practice or whatever. But it's always great if you have a bad round, like you said. They might be there to pick you right back up. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I love our teammates. Like our last match, I played bad, but they were there to pick us up and we won. And also, I think it's really good to have teammates that are on the same level as you, because you can't go to practice and slack off, or go to a tournament and think, well, if I play bad, like it's fine. Like you have to play good, because when you get towards the lower end, you're playing for a spot constantly. So, it's nice having teammates that are as good as you, because it pushes you to keep working hard and become a better golfer.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy said, you're a senior, but other than that, everybody else is pretty young, and your lead team, he said, is scoring sometimes just as well as the varsity. So there's a lot of depth and a lot of competition. And like you said, if you have 2 or 3 off rounds, you might lose that spot. So that causes you to have to focus a little bit more. But also, from a team aspect, that's really good as you look toward conference in the region as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. So since you guys have been, playing on the high school team for a couple years, what is your favorite course that you've played at, and maybe even give us your personal best score?
I'd say my favorite course that we've played so far is Raven Rock over in Jenkins. It's awesome. It's on top of a mountain.
I've seen a lot about that, but I've never played over there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that was my lowest tournament ever, was at Raven Rock, and I never played there before, and that's really a fun course. But also, I think the course I normally play the best at is Battlefield up near Richmond. Yeah. That course, there's a lot of short holes, and there's at Raven Rock too, but there's a lot of short holes. You can try to get after it. So I like Raven Rock and Battlefield.
Battlefield's really tight, though, especially on that back 9. There's a lot of homes and fairways.
Yeah,
I'll probably sit that one out.
Not that I've ever hit one of those, or anyone that I've played with has, but
yeah.
Okay. I think it was hole 10, maybe at the Oaks. I apologize whoever's house that was, that I absolutely rocked. The driver wasn't really locked in that day, but
yeah.
I want to now some fun questions. If you could pick anybody, it doesn't even have to be like a professional golfer, like celebrity, anyone to play a round of 18 with, who are you picking?
I'm gonna say Tiger Woods, Donald Trump, and Scotty Scheffler.
Nice.
That'd be a good foursome there.
Yeah.
I would love to play with Steph Curry. He's my favorite basketball player. He golfs a lot, and
he's pretty good.
I like Scotty too. Scotty's doing really good right now, so I'd love to golf with them too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Scheffler or Steph Curry's always in that Lake Tahoe they have with professional athletes. He's always near the top. He's a really good golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys so much for joining the show tonight. Really appreciate it. And
Good luck.
we're going to wish you, the best of luck the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll see some a conference championship and maybe even a region championship there.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Of
Thank you
course.
all. Good
All
luck,
right.
guys.
We'll step aside for another quick break. And next we will get to hear from our girls golf head coach, Jerry Vickers, here on the Jaguar Den.
Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and the Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.
All right, welcome back to the August episode of Jaguar Den. We're joined now by the girls' head golf coach, the one and only legend, Jerry Vickers.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, Coach? I like that background.
You like that? Yeah. It's AI.
It's not so muggy that you can finally sit outside in the
That's
evening.
right. I mean, hey, listen, a guy that's as busy as I am, you got to take your moments to relax when you can. I'm glad you can hear me, though. That's all. I'm glad that
I'm glad you can hear me because I wanted to be able to ask you a lot of questions.
Absolutely, yes. I'm looking forward to this all day long.
All right, so Jerry, just start off by telling us how long you've been the head coach for the girls' golf team.
I want to think this is my third year into it. I think, but as time flying right now, it's going by so fast, and yeah, I mean, so I think it's something. Well, yes, yeah. Riley's off to college now, and yeah, so kind of missing her. Yeah. But listen, this coaching golf is keeping me very busy. So, to say the least.
So, talk a little bit about. Obviously, you lost Riley. Who else graduated last year?
We lost Lily Kate, super golfer, and then we lost Katie Gillum. So we lost 3 seniors, and then we had another golfer that transferred. She went to Madison Central, and she's having a really good year there. So she's in there starting 5. So that's kind of the caliber golfer that we lost. And so you look at it, and we've lost 80% of our scoring. Already 4 of our starting 5 from last year. So it's been one of those years where it's like, okay, I wouldn't say rebuild, because the ladies that are playing now have been with us for several years, and they've just kind of stepped into that role and
next man up.
Exactly. And they've each girl has came out some of our matches and had some great performances, but being consistent right now is our biggest problem. Always trying, they're wanting to do so well that they're really nervous when they're playing some of these matches, and that's one of the obstacles we're having to overcome. And we're playing a lot right now. We're like last week we played 2 tournaments, or 2 matches and 1 tournament. So I'm hoping that they get more comfortable and settle down a little bit and get ready for region.
So do you have any? Go ahead,
Jay.
No, that's all you.
And that, just like you said, that just comes from experience, because you lose 80% of your scoring, and a lot of those girls probably just played in a few JV matches last year. But talk about some of those girls who are kind of stepping up and taking on that role of being in the top 5 this year for the Lady Jaguars.
So, some of these girls, they actually got the opportunity to play some 18-hole matches, because I believe you're kind of forged in the fire. You got to get out there and play to get better. So some of them had the opportunity to play. Like this year, I'm playing some of the girls, that I'm pushing them, I guess you would say, to get out there and put themselves in positions that they're not comfortable in. Mm-hmm. But which Maddie Bell is our returning starter. So she brings, she's been at it now for probably 3 years, I guess, playing a lot of golf. And so she's our most experienced player. Brendon Fallbush, which she'll be joining us later on in the show. She got opportunity to play several tournaments last year, and I think that helped her transition into this year. She's one of our leaders. We had a new girl join the team. She transferred over from South. She hadn't played since probably 6th or 7th grade, and she's been a surprise for us. That's Blakely Callahan. So she's doing really well. Then we've Aniston Gregory. She got to play in some of the tournaments last year, and she brings them some experience in. Reese Holiday. She's battling some injuries, but she's coming back and definitely adding some depth to our roster. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if I forget. Oh, Caroline Sutton. Yeah, she's a new one that's just she wanted to play last year, but from some reason she was unable to join our team. But she's with us, and she's an 8th grader, so she's got a ton of talent, and so. Yeah, we're a young team. We're going to be losing 2 seniors, I think, at the end of the year, but we've got several players that are ready to fill those roles whenever those seniors graduate.
Yeah, how many do you have on your roster? I know I was out there at the golf course one evening, and there's a bunch.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Right now, girls golf, it's we've got several. Like with Corbin, they've got a lot of girls on their team. Clay County's got a lot of girls on their team.
Great.
South has got a large number, and they've even got some younger players that's coming out that they're working with. That's so. Yes, girls golf in Laurel County is doing really well. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see the growth. And so, but as far as our team, we've got 13 that's on our roster, and we try to play as many of those as we can. If it's not in a varsity match, then we definitely try to get them in a JV match whenever we can.
Yeah, I saw recently you guys took away first place in the Tri-County match at the good old London Country Club. Talk about your team's performance in that match.
It's just it was a total team effort. We didn't have really any one player that had an outstanding round, and that's one thing about our team is, we kind of hang our hat on. It takes 5. All 5 are. Maybe one of us is not going to show up that day, but the other 4 will. So we've got your back. So that's kind of the effort that kind of took that win. Let's see, Blakely had the low round on that, or one of the low rounds. Maddie Bell is kind of our core, our foundation. It starts with her. If she has a really good round, and then you have 1 or 2 other girls step in there, then we can score really well. We played an 18-hole match early in the season. We shot as a team. We shot a 388, which is pretty good for us early in the season. And of course, it started with Maddie Bell, and then Aniston played a really good round that day. And I want to thank Reese. No, not Reese, but Caroline KK. She shot a really good round that day. So, it's all depends on the girl that shows up that day. And
like you said, it's about being consistent too, and that's tough in golf.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's something I'm still working on. Hey, I'm consistently trash. I am consistently trash. So hey,
that's coming from a 20-year-old whose dad begged her when she was little to play golf, and now she's ate up with it and realizes she's so competitive and realizes how hard it is.
Absolutely, it is. It's something that, because you think you've got something figured out, and next day it's gone.
Yep.
That's what I tell Dad is so frustrating to me, because basketball, I missed a shot. Oh, it's because I didn't flick my wrist and fall through. Oh, I didn't use my legs, so I missed it short. So next time I know what to do. Mm-hmm. I'm shanking balls left and right, and I'm like, well, I don't know what I did on that one. I'm like, no clue how to fix it, no clue what I did wrong. It's just frustrating.
Well, but are you having fun?
Oh yeah, I've got some good memories on the golf course. So.
Yes.
I don't know. The last time I played with her, I don't think she was having fun, Jerry.
No, that time I was not. I mean, that's probably the worst I've played in a while. Yeah. All right. So,
Coach Weaver mentioned his assistants earlier. Tell us a little bit about your coaching staff and the help that you have.
Well, right now I've got Stanley Chestnut. He's one of the basically with girls golf. It's daddy golf pretty much. Bring your dad out and let's have coach go golf. But he chose to stick with me another year, and he's an extremely great asset. I think the girls enjoy being on the course with us. We definitely don't put any stress on them. I don't think we try to make the atmosphere as fun as possible, and teach them the basics of golf and the love of the game. Then of course I've got my daughter that helps me. She kind of takes care of all the social media part of it, that puts stuff out there. So I definitely appreciate her help. And then of course, we've got other people that kind of volunteer to step in, wherever they can. That's one of the questions that we had early in the season. Can we have a volunteer coach? And we're still working through that. Last year we was able to, this year we're not. So I don't know. Go figure.
Well, I just wanted to, Coach Weaver gave a shout out to his assistants, and sometimes, we have the head coaches on here and we forget about the assistants. And I know Stanley does a great job for you and has for a couple of years. And like I said, both of your all's daughters graduated and you all are still coaching. So
yes, and it's because of the young women that we're working with. They're super. Their parents are great to work with, and without Stanley, I would not be able to do what I'm able to do. So I'm definitely very appreciative of him and the efforts he puts into the program.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, well, Jerry, thank you for joining us tonight on the show. We're going to wish you the best of luck this season. Bring home conference championship and bring home a region championship again. We'll step aside, take another quick break, and then we'll have Maddie Bell and Brendolyn on to wrap up the show here on the August episode of the Jaguar Den. See you, Jerry.
Lee.
See you. Thank you.
Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, The Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and The Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.
All right, welcome back to the Jaguar Den. We're joined now by two of our female golfers. You can't hear me? Oh, God.
Can you hear me, Brendolyn? You can't hear either one of us?
I can't hear them at all.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me
Maddie
see
Bell,
if I
can you hear us?
Yes, I'm good.
All right.
I don't know.
The audio's been weird.
Sometimes when you exit out and then go back in,
Come back on.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now, Brendolyn?
I can hear Maddie Bell.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. We're going to have to figure out what's going on with that.
Okay, I'm going to exit out and go back through.
Okay. Yeah, just come back in. You have to let her back in. Yeah, we've had a few technical difficulties, but we can work through it.
Dad, I don't know if you can see the comments, but Mark Smallwood says, "What's up, Mike?"
I can't. I did when you sent that just now.
All right. Can you hear us now?
She looks like Maddie Bell's froze. Oh, no, Brendolyn's froze.
Brendolyn's froze.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying my best.
Mine's working good, I think.
Well, now
we can hear you fine.
Okay. I don't know what to do. We've had some issues with this in the past, but I really don't know how to fix it. Okay. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you guys now. I'm sorry.
Okay,
you're fine.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, great, awesome. We just had a few issues, but go ahead, Jay.
All right, so thank you guys so much for bearing with us through the technical difficulties and joining us on the show tonight. We're excited to talk a little bit about the start of your all's golf season. So first, I just want you guys to say what grade you're in and how long you've been playing golf.
My name is Brendolyn. I'm a senior this year, and this is my third year playing golf.
Nice.
You cannot be a senior.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Gosh. How come you all are getting older, but I'm not?
Okay.
I'm Maddie, and I'm a junior, and this is my 4th year.
Nice.
Wow.
That's good.
Can't
I
believe
feel
y'all are
old.
junior and senior.
I
Yeah,
feel
you feel
old.
old. Yeah.
All right. So we were talking with Coach Vickers a little bit about kind of the start to your all season. And I was mentioning your all's first place team win at the Tri-County match at the London Country Club. Maddie Bill, you led with a 41. Brendolyn, you had a 51. And you guys placed first as a team. Talk a little bit about so far how you guys are feeling, as a whole team.
I think it's been, pretty good. I think consistency is a really big part of it. Golf is so inconsistent. It takes a lot of practice to become consistent, and I think with everybody's positive attitudes that can really come a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think as a team, I think we're all just kind of on the same page. A lot of us are. And I think there's 8 of us right now. And so we're all just trying to come together to see what we can do as a team. And I think that even when one of us have a bad day, we're all stepping up as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us how each of you, how you got involved in playing golf and why you enjoy playing it so much. Because we hear about how hard it is and how tough it is to be consistent. Why did you start playing golf and why do you love playing it?
I think after I was done playing softball, it was just kind of the next step. Because I think everybody was talking about how, well, if you play softball, you can play golf. But I think that is very wrong. I think that it is so much different, so much harder.
Jaelyn would shake her head. No.
Yeah, I'll
so
still swing and be like, that was a softball swing. That was not a golf swing. That was softball coming out.
Yeah, I started, and every coach I had was just my swing coach, the people I was taking lessons from, Jerry, Stanley. It was all just, well, if you would get out of softball swing, and I was like, I don't know how I can't. But that's how I started playing golf, and I love it so much.
I started because my mom wanted me to start really getting into it, and I wasn't I like to be good at something when I do something, so I wasn't really thrilled about it at first. And then once I really got into it, I loved it. I just love the people I get to play with. I get to have so many opportunities and play with people that are very good, and I have a lot of mentors that have helped me out, so that's really a big part of it. Why I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I always say. Golf's something you can even play when you get to be my age. I can't play basketball or football or baseball anymore, but I can go out there and chase a white ball around all over the course and love it. So, yeah, you're exactly
for
right.
sure.
Yeah, we've gotten really good at donating balls to the country club. So I think there's a big thank you from the country club from us because we've donated hundreds of balls since we've been playing. But my next question, something I've always been dying to know: who decides the matching outfits? Because that's one thing I love about golf team is you guys always have matching skirts, matching shirt. I want to know whose decision is that because I know Jerry Vickers ain't been picking them out.
That is every bit Maddie Bell. Every bit of it.
Hey, if you dress good, you play good. So
that's right. You gotta look good to play good.
It's not just me though. Brendolyn helps me out a lot. We decide what we're gonna wear when, and I think it really does help you have a positive day even when you play bad. So
I think Jalen's trying to maybe find out where y'all buy some of that stuff.
Yeah, send me the link.
Yes, I will, literally.
That's one thing I love seeing pictures with your all's results and stuff, and I'm like, I love that combo with that shirt and that skirt. I'm like, I'm figuring this out because I know Jerry ain't doing it.
Jerry or Stanley wasn't doing it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Maybe we're putting too much pressure on Jerry. He is a girl dad, so he's probably got some experience in that category.
You know better. You know me. I can do a lot, but I'll stay out of that part of it.
All right. Next question. Just want to know a little bit about your all's favorite course that you've played.
I think last Monday or the Monday before we played at Arlington, and that's been my favorite course so far. It was very, very nice, and it was very, very country club. And I
Yep.
guess that I guess I've never been to a place that nice, and so I really love that place.
Arlington was a really good one, but my personal favorite is Burnside in Somerset. It's in really good condition and it just plays really well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
that was before I joined the country club. That was one of my favorite go-to. That was Burnside. It's always in great shape. It's got that same zoysia fairway grass, and I loved it too.
All right, we'll end with kind of a fun question. What has been your favorite memory so far of being a Lady Jaguar on the golf team? It could be anything from like a ride in the vans to like an away game, or like a funny moment at practice. Somebody hit Jerry square between the eyes with the ball. Anything kind of like that. I just want to kind of I just like to hear these cool stories and what people enjoy about playing the sport that they love.
I think we had a van ride a few mornings ago, and I could just smell hot chocolate so much. And I was like, what is that smell? I was like, who's drinking a hot chocolate this early in the morning? And of course, I get there right on time, so I was late. And so I had to sit in the front of the bus with Jerry. Like on the I had to sit in the passenger seat and everybody else was behind us. And we had brought 6 that day. So there was just enough. We had brought 7 that day. So there was just enough seats for me to have to sit in the front. And Stanley had drove over. And I could just smell hot chocolate so much. And it was every single time Jerry picked up his Yeti and took a drink. And I look at him, I said, are you drinking hot chocolate? He goes, no, I'm drinking coffee. I said, no, you're not. And I said, that smells just like hot chocolate. And he goes, no, it's not. And then he smells it and he goes, well, it came out of the coffee maker. And I was like, that's hot
So
chocolate.
you didn't know that's AKA his wife made his drink for him and had it ready for him before he left, so he didn't know what was in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I would say one of my favorite memories is last year winning region with the people I started playing golf with. That was a really special moment. It was all their last years. And also, we had a player that moved to Madison Central. So it was bittersweet. And it was just a really good experience. And also, I got a hole in one a few weeks ago at Burnside. So those are definitely 2 of the best memories that's
that
been
your-
happening.
What hole was that on?
That was on hole 3 at Burnside
Yeah.
Nice.
on the par 3.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
One can only pray.
I've been
You've played how many years?
about that close.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and I said that was the last question, but I have another one. Just talk a little bit about Lily, Kate, and Riley, and kind of what you guys have learned from them as leaders who have been, in the golf program for several years, and kind of how you guys are using that motivation. I mean, that region championship was the first one since we could even look in the record books for the girls team. So kind of how's that motivation leading into this season, and how are you kind of filling in the leadership roles of your 2 seniors that graduated?
Yeah, I think last year I was pretty far from like the top 5. And so it was just like being on the JV team and just like growing myself as a player. And so watching them start off like with me on the team, it was my first 2 years and they were all there, and watching them just continue to grow as I was continuing to grow, and then just always coming back to the JV team, always helping us out, and like always just helping us as much as they could, and helping us grow as leaders and as teammates in general. And so I think that's been the biggest thing that I've taken from them, is just like being up there, but still going back and helping with everybody else, just and being the leader that I can be.
I think their determination and mindset was a really good one. They were never nervous, in my opinion. I was so nervous to play in tournaments and stuff last year. And this year I've really tried my best to calm everybody down. And, it's okay if you have a bad round, because at the end of the day, it really is just golf. And, I just think they had a really big impact on how our team turned out last year and this year because they worked really hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your evening to join us on the show. We've had a great time, and we'll be cheering you guys on for the rest of the season. And hopefully you guys bring home another region championship for the girls golf team.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you all. All right, so we are going to wrap things up now on our August episode of the Jaguar Den. A really great episode. Got to hear from cross country and boys and girls golf. And I think something I love about these episodes is just kind of learning more and more about some of the athletes who get to represent North Laurel. We have some really great kids who come from some great families and really represent the blue and green insanely well and just are a good look to have in our school. And every month that we do this episode, I feel like I just get to meet a new person. And that's what I love so much about doing the show.
Well, it's good to hear from them and hear from their perspective and, and to feel their passion. They're not playing basketball or football, but they're playing a sport that they love.
Yeah.
And they're so passionate about it. And that's why I asked them, why do you love it? And you can see it just coming through. And, one of the reasons when we interview students, they're going to be very nervous. You can tell. But we like to laugh and cut up and just have a good time with them.
It's nothing too serious. No,
and learn more about them and the sport and how they're doing and be able to follow them and cheer them along all season long. And, we'll try, as long as we get updates, each month we'll share those updates on how their season's progressing and things like that. So, yeah, just Absolutely. A great group tonight. You saw Aiden, he was in his vehicle. He just finished running and, it's great.
He did the cheer of relief after.
Yeah, he didn't know he was still on camera.
He did, and he said, "Oh, thank the Lord." I was dying. I was like, I'm trying to hit the commercial as fast as I can for his sake. But yeah, I also think it's just a good opportunity to get these kids not only the recognition, but just like the opportunities to come and talk about, I would have loved for people to interview me. You know me, I love to talk. I love to tell people, what it is I love about North Laurel and what I love about basketball. So I think it's just a great opportunity. And like you mentioned, these are life lessons and skills that every one of these kids are going to need as they get older, being able to communicate, being able to talk, and even though we don't have a crowd, they know the power of social media. They know anyone can look this up and see it. And so it's kind of just a good opportunity for them to get used to, being able to talk on camera and do some public speaking. Because I know, in our generation now, that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And I think it's due to all of the technology and stuff. But there are some upsides to it. And I think that's one of them for this show.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so we do not have a date yet for the next show, but
it's kind of just working with the sports and when they're available, and so we'll try to get that out as soon as we know what the best time for them, because we want to hear from coaches and student athletes. So if they're not available, we'll adjust our dates.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to have our football team and then men's and women's soccer up next. And obviously, if we run into an issue, we always will kind of move things around. Like if women's soccer is not available, we'll do volleyball, things like that. Yep. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled on social media. We'll try to get that out and share that as much as possible beforehand. But once again, just want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight and listening to all of our awesome coaches and student athletes. Again, if you know someone who missed it, share the link. They can go back and watch it. Get on YouTube, North Laurel Nation. You go back and watch all of our past shows. Really great things that we've been able to do. And we're excited for the next episode. So once again, signing off from our August Jaguar Den, this is Jaelyn Black.
This is Mike Black. And like we always say,
go Jags.
Go Jags.
Hey all, join Elijah, Ethan, Jonathan, JJ, and Tate each week for the Heavens Hour podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and FM 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. The guys will break down the Word and make it come to life with Bible-based preaching and teaching for this generation. Heavens Hour each week on Facebook, YouTube, and the Light of London. Brought to you by Tiffany Edmondson Real Estate, the Dylan Hammonds Memorial Fund in memory of Dylan Hammonds, and the Laurel Funeral Home off exit 29 in southern Laurel County.